Well, hockey fans are very familiar with this man. He backstopped the Vancouver Canucks to the Stanley Cup final in 1994. My pleasure to be joined by Kirk McLean. And during that Stanley Cup final run, you had to be at your physical best. You had to be at your mental best as well. And maybe that's a good place for us to start. In your opinion, how closely connected is mental health to physical health?
Well, it's a huge part, I believe. Like you said, I think at that time in the playoffs, everybody's pretty much in their physical best, other than injuries. But the mental side comes in. So I really truly believe as we got through there, the better shape you're in, the better mentally you're going to be in. Because there's going to be situations where you're going to be physically tired, but if the mental side can carry you through it, you're still thinking clearly, you'll be okay.
Well, and those are so connected right now, and having people physically fit as some sort of advice to Canadians, how do you see those two interconnected? Your physical fitness, making sure that you're active, with making sure that you're doing okay upstairs?
It's still very imperative to be out there and keeping yourself active and off the couch and eating the junk food and clicking the channel changers. We all get caught in that once in a while, but it's especially here in BC, it's such a beautiful city. The seawall's a nice, refreshing place to get out to and smell the sea air, the ocean air, and that'll clear you mentally for sure. But you're also getting in that physical activity to get your heart pumping and maintaining some nice physical health.
Well, and it's interesting because people know you for the save, and it almost feels like as a nation we kind of got to save ourselves from ourselves. So what's your advice to people out there, to kids out there, getting off their phones and getting outside? How do we do that?
Well, definitely getting off your phones, without a doubt. I think, with the kids, the video games and the video Fortnite and all that kind of stuff that they play, I think they need to get outside, get some exercise, whether it's on their bike or just kicking the ball about on the soccer pitch, walking with their parents to the store to pick up groceries or whatever it may be, but doing something. I mean, your kids, they need to be active. They need to be out there moving around, and they're going to be back at school now, so they need some kind of activity. I don't know what's going on within the school community and what they're having for fitness and when they're doing phys ed or anything like that. But after school, if you're in a sport, whether it be football, soccer, lacrosse, or whatever it may be, hockey, continue with something that's going to get that heart pumping. It doesn't have to be overactive. I mean, it's health maintenance and lifestyle, and unless you're one of those few that are gearing towards a professional career and you got to get to that peak level, moving your body, getting your legs moving is great for you.
Well, and I think you mentioned a bunch of different options. It doesn't have to be at the highest level. It can be something really simple, and that helps your mental health. It helps your spiritual health, and obviously it helps your physical health as well. Kirk McLean growing up was very active, always outside. So as you look to the future for this country and you look at those pillars, spiritual health, mental health, and physical health, what does your ideal Canada look like from that standpoint?
Wow. It's a tough question. That's good. Well, ideally, I think we're really lucky out here on the West Coast because it's such a outdoorsy place, and people love to be outdoors, and whether they're doing their hikes in the mountains or they're swimming out in the ocean or in the pools. It's an outdoor biking the seawalls or whatever, mountain biking. It's a lot easier out here because of the climate, but you get into the Midwest, it's pretty tough to do things outdoors in the middle of the winter. So, obviously you got to find a way to get indoors and do something, whether it's on the basketball court or the tennis court or the gymnasium of some sort, ice hockey, whatever you may want to do. But it's tough. It's not easy, that's for sure, because it can get really tough with this pandemic that's going on as well. So, sitting at home. You can do. I'm doing it right now. I've doing a lot of road work as my cardio and just doing home workouts as my my physical part of it, and I'm loving it. I'm not saying that I'll never go back to a gym because it's nice to get back to the gym, but body weight exercises or light dumbbell exercises, what I'm doing now for myself, has been working out great, and I'm enjoying it. It's easy on my bones, and it took a long time, like I mentioned earlier, for me to get away from that peak performance. Just it's a lifestyle for your mental health and your physical health. So, across Canada, just find a way at home. Use books as your weights, or jog on the spot, or whatever you can do to get that heart rate pumping.
Well, really good advice, and I'm sure you would agree, like anybody else, that at some point in time we all need a little inspiration.
Yes.
And you were probably the same, and you've probably inspired many. Dr. Jack Taunton is being honored here tonight. How do you think sharing his story can help inspire future generations and set an example?
Well, I mean, just what went on. I mean, that's inspiring enough. You know, thanks for saying that I inspired people. I hope I did, but you know, getting the word out there, just you know, being vocal and spreading the word of health and fitness and mental health. You know, we're seeing a lot of that nowadays. The mental health is a big issue and has really come to the forefront. And I really truly believe that if you do get out there and amuse yourself, so to speak, or keep yourself active and busy, it definitely helps on your mental side and clears your mind. And if you can pass that along to others, your buddy or your mom, your dad, or your cousin, or whoever it may be, it's just going to spread, and it's going to be a roller coaster effect.
Well, thank you very much for doing this and joining in part of this initiative, trying to help make Canada the healthiest and fittest country on the planet.
Well, I truly believe we're on the right track, and like I said, we got a good start here on the West Coast, and if we can spread it all the way across the country, that'd be awesome.
Captain Kirk, he's got the advice for you. Go practice your patty stackers or whatever it is. Just get fit. That's Kirk McClean.